Okay, so since you were bored with those problems, I decided to kick it up a notch. And so we're going to convert from definition of area under a curve to the integral form. So if you go back and look at your notes, you'll see that this is the definition for your integral. All right, so now I gotta look at that and go, oh my goodness, what the heck? So I'm looking for, all right, so I see all of this stuff in the front. Okay, that's good, that matches. And then I have to see what part is the f of x and what part is the delta x. And so if I remember back from when I was making my lists and doing my own sigma notation, that delta x was nothing more than b minus a over n. So that's an n, not an h. So it looks like I have some number over n right here. As a matter of fact, that would have to tell me that b minus a must equal 3. I'll have to go back to that later, see if I can solve for a and b. And then I was also able to find, remember, x sub I was a plus delta x times I. And so I don't know what a is yet, but as I look, also remembering, I'm going to pause here for a second, also remembering that after I found it, I had to find f of x sub I by taking this and of course plugging it into the function. And so what I do notice is that, oh, my delta x was 3 over n, and so I would be looking for this. Do I have a 3 over n attached to an I? So when I look over here, I go, oh, I do. I have a 3 over n attached to an I, which means that the a part has to be this 2, because that's the stuff that's being added. So now I know a is 2, which means I can solve for b, and I get b is 5. Okay, so now the additional piece is that I've taken this 2 plus, remember we said delta x was 3 over n, and I've had to plug it into something, and so I checked to see, well, what's happening to the 2 plus 3 over n? And what I notice is happening to it is it's being squared. So that means that my function, my f of x, had to be x squared. So that down here when I plug it in and I find f of x sub I would have plugged in a 2 plus 3 over n I and then squared it. And that's exactly what happened up here. So I've figured out that my f of x, the function was x squared, and I figured out my a value was 2 and the b value was 5. There's my integral. It was a little scary. I would suggest that you play back the video and watch that one more time slowly.